The morning light filtered into the kitchen, a silent stage for a familiar play. At the breakfast table, Emma sat, a ghost in her own home. Her mother's world revolved around Liam, her brother, whose every word was a command, every achievement, a celebration. "Liam, honey, don't forget your practice jersey," her mother chirped, placing a perfectly made sandwich in his bag. Emma watched her own toast growing cold, a small, unnoticed figure in the periphery. The clatter of her fork against the plate was the only sound she made, a sound no one seemed to hear. The school hallway was a different kind of battlefield, a turbulent river of bodies and voices where she struggled to stay afloat. A sudden shove sent her books sprawling across the linoleum floor. As she scrambled to gather them, the current of students parted around her, their whispers and muffled laughter stinging more than the impact. She kept her eyes down, her face hot with shame, wishing she could dissolve into the polished tiles. She was a silhouette, a brief interruption in their vibrant, loud world, forgotten the moment she was out of sight. The world moved on, and she was left behind, clutching her books to her chest like a shield. The school library was her sanctuary, a quiet haven where the scent of old paper and ink offered a strange comfort. Here, amidst the towering shelves of silent stories, she could finally breathe. She would retreat to a secluded corner, her sketchbook opening to a world of her own making. Pages filled with fantastical creatures and impossible landscapes, splashed with colors far brighter than her own gray reality. The elderly librarian, Mrs. Gable, would sometimes pass by, offering a gentle, knowing smile that felt like a secret shared between them. It was a fleeting moment of connection, a rare acknowledgement that she existed. This fragile peace was shattered when she returned home. Her bedroom door was ajar, a silent warning. Inside, chaos reigned. Her clothes were strewn about, her books pulled from their shelves, and there, on the floor, was her favorite drawing, a majestic, winged creature soaring over a vibrant city torn cleanly in two. Her brother's casual cruelty was a physical blow. She sank to her knees, carefully picking up the two halves, her heart fracturing along with the paper. Dinner was a suffocating ritual of silence. The clinking of silverware was punctuated by the drone of the television. Her father, his face etched with the day's fatigue, finally turned to her. "Did you talk to anyone today, Emma?" he asked, his voice heavy with a familiar, weary concern. The question hung in the air, a spotlight she couldn't escape. She could only shake her head, the words trapped in her throat. Her mother sighed, a sound sharp with disappointment. "You have to try harder," she said, not looking at her. The words were meant to help, but they felt like stones, each one adding to the weight, crushing her chest. That night, the house was a tomb, the silence pressing in from all sides. The loneliness was a living thing, coiling in her gut, making it hard to breathe. Driven by an impulse she didn't understand, she climbed out her bedroom window and onto the sloping roof. The cool night air was a shock against her tear-streaked cheeks. In her hand, she clutched the drawing, now crudely taped back together, the tear a jagged scar across the beautiful image. Below, the city lights twinkled like a distant, unattainable galaxy. The vast, dark expanse mirrored the emptiness inside her, and she felt utterly, completely alone, a tiny figure perched on the edge of the world. Just as the despair threatened to swallow her whole, a flicker of movement caught her eye. On the roof of the house next door, a boy sat, his back to her. It was Aiden, a quiet boy from her art class. In his lap was a sketchbook, a pencil moving deftly across the page. He must have sensed her presence because he turned. His eyes met hers, and there was no pity, no judgment, just a flicker of recognition. On the page was a charcoal sketch of the very same city skyline she was looking at. He offered a small, hesitant smile. A breath she didn't know she was holding escaped her lips. Slowly, her own hands trembling, Emma held up her torn, taped-together drawing. He nodded, a silent acknowledgement of her broken masterpiece. The camera pulls back, showing them on their separate roofs, two small figures under the vast, starry sky. They are alone, yet for the first time, not entirely. A silent, invisible thread now stretched across the darkness, connecting them. Fade to black. On-screen text appears. Sometimes, the strongest thread is the one you find when you're at the edge. You are not invisible. Keep looking for your light. If you need help, please reach out. You are not alone.